Simon & Schuster AudioWorks presents Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Bit of a delay today.
Yeah, is it?
It sounded like it on my end.
Maybe
Max! Wile E. Coyote is back. Have you heard the good news?
I'm gonna pretend I didn't from you before we recorded. Oh no, I have not.
Max, the greatest news we've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
Coyote versus Acme. One of the greatest pieces of lost media ever
It's been
has been
unshackled.
found.
Yeah. Well,
David
do you think-
Zaslav looked under his couch cushions and he found Coyote versus Acme the real. He sold it to Ketchup Entertainment
I can
for
only
$50 million.
I will only watch this movie if what is it? Brandon Fraser is in it because he was in that spy movie with Looney Tunes. I don't remember what
It'd
that
be
was
fun,
called.
like if they had like a little cameo.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Be
I feel
funny.
like-
No, it's got Will Forte in it, unfortunately. By unfortunately, I mean awesome, because he's funny. I like Will Forte.
Well, we'll see. It
It
interesting.
sounds ridiculous to talk about it. Looney Tunes movie Coyote versus Acme saved by Ketchup Entertainment.
Yeah.
Ketchup Entertainment.
It's a literal like a it's a character, like it's a literal
Yeah.
ketchup bottle, like that runs a publishing house or something. And
It's like you got A24, Neon, two these huge
yeah,
independent producers and distributors, and among them rises the third, Ketchup Entertainment.
yeah. They specialize
Oh, yeah, I need
in
to look up Ketchup
in
Entertainment.
Looney Tunes, cartoons, and doohickeys. You know, something like that. Because like
It
that's
is
a
like
niche.
if Acme opened up like a branch of
Yeah.
movie releases.
They just don't. They just. That's the niche that they need to fulfill. Because that's you don't think about that stuff. You know that's the sort of, you know, they'll be the people to popularize kind of the cartoons and being whimsy. You know, I feel like whimsy hasn't been around in a while, so I feel like it's a good
we
idea.
do need a bit of
honestly.
whimsy. A few
Yeah.
months ago, they distributed the Looney Tunes movie "The Day the Earth Blew Up"
In how
with Daffy Duck and Porky Pig. They worked alongside them to get that movie out.
Let's have a look. 88 on Rotten Tomato.
A lot of people say it's a fun Looney Tunes, the first feature-length Looney Tunes film, all animated feature-length Looney Tunes film.
Yeah.
Because obviously you can be like, well, what about Space Jam? Looney Tunes back in action.
Oh
Space Jam
yeah,
2.
that's true.
Those aren't full Looney Tunes movies. They're like live. They're like Roger Rabbit. They don't count. This is the first full-length, feature-length, entirely Looney Tunes.
I always
And
forget.
thanks to Ketchup Entertainment. What else have
you.
they brought us?
I forget that there is a Space Jam too. Like
There is a Space Jam 2. It's easy to forget. I never saw it.
Me neither. And I feel like I have to because I was such a like. I remember the tape for Space Jam, like the VHS for Space Jam was like wrecked, like because it was on TV constantly. 'cause I would watch
It's
it
one of those
constantly.
films that as a kid you do watch a lot.
Yeah, and it was the dubbed version, so you know, Michael
All in
Jordan
Polish.
talking in Polish.
They had,
Yes.
they had Polish Michael Jordan.
Polish
There's something
Michael-
really funny
He
about the
he
idea of
doesn't
Polish
exist.
Michael Jordan.
He can't hurt you, Polish Michael Jordan.
There's because he's really tall. There's a joke in there about light bulbs somewhere, but I don't feel appropriate making it.
Well, yeah, it was a very
Sometimes
popular-
alluding to the joke is the joke itself, you know.
Yes, that's true.
Ketchup
and you can-
Entertainment has also brought us the Hellboy movie that came out last year that I didn't know
Oh,
existed.
That didn't do
The Crooked
really
Man.
well. I don't think it did well.
No, I don't. It had a budget of 20 million.
Hellboy.
Box office of
Crooked
2.
Man. The Crooked Man. Wasn't that a bad movie that people watched? The Crooked Man.
You mean
There
the
was
Bye Bye Man?
The Bye Bye Man. Yeah, Jesus. And wasn't he literally called the Crooked Man in the movie? That doesn't matter. You know, fuck it. I don't remember shit. I don't know. But yeah. Who is this guy who plays
The guy that directed that Hellboy movie, The Crooked Man, directed Mom and Dad, which was a movie I quite enjoyed.
That did-
with
I-
Nicolas Cage.
did also like that movie. So
It's a fun movie. Maybe I should watch this Hellboy movie. I don't know.
Maybe people are just haters, you know?
It could be. Sometimes people are just haters. Anyway, Coyote versus Acme is coming back. Luckily, they made a big stink of being like, "Yeah, we're deleting it. We have officially deleted it. It no longer exists. The movie does not exist anymore."
That
But
feels,
now they're like, "We've sold the movie. The movie is being sold now."
that feels
Ketchup
particularly
Entertainment.
cruel. Like that idea that you don't
No,
even
yeah,
like
definitely.
archive it, you know? Like you literally just delete it from existence.
I guess that's what it means to write something off for tax reasons. Is that you
Guess you
can't
gotta, yeah.
do that and then keep it on the back burner. Like, yeah, and then we'll put it out in like 2 years.
2 years.
I guess that kind of defeats the
That's
purpose of
true.
of the writing it off, right?
Yeah, but it's
if
like-
you don't actually write it off.
But what constitutes a finished product, you know, in terms of that when it comes to tax reasons, you know? If
Yeah.
someone keeps like a 10-minute chunk on their hard drive somewhere, is there
Mm-hmm.
like, is that then, if it gets found, did suddenly
question.
Warner
Never thought about
becomes commits tax fraud or some shit? You know, I don't know. It would be an interesting thing of like, how much of the movie can be kept, you know, at the end of it.
Maybe
You
we
put-
should write a script about this and explore it. You know,
like
this could be our
Yeah.
Tusk.
you've been in a mood for script writing. You've been like,
It's
should
because we
write
filmed that one thing with Gabs, and now I'm like,
you
yeah,
want-
I do find myself thinking like of trying to think of like shorts and stuff that we could
yeah,
film.
yeah,
and like
totally.
actually put out and not just be like a video for friends.
That's true.
But
That
that's
would be
neither here
nice.
nor there.
But
That's neither here nor there.
that's the thing. You guys are gonna be the stars, and I'll be behind the camera.
I was
Should-
also behind
I'll-
the camera.
I'll be cranking
in
the
front of the
thing.
camera.
But I was also the editor, so I was.
I like
more
the idea
behind
that
the
you have
camera.
like a digital camera, but it's a crank operated digital camera for some reason.
It's the reason why I kind of got that was because I watched that video of Bram Stoker's Dracula making.
Yeah, oh
it.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
very
the one I sent
interesting.
you.
And
Yeah, they had like a real ass old camera. And
yeah,
stuff.
they had a real
Hand
ass
operated.
old camera and
all of the different like matte effects and stuff. You know,
it is very interesting how
camera effects. You know,
like taping up the film to not expose a certain part of it and stuff
Exactly.
like that. It is a lot of like absolute hassle.
so
honestly.
much work.
So
And
much
one
work.
of the great nepo baby stories
That's true. 'cause
is
that was-
that
yeah.
he could only get this done through nepotism.
That's true. His
So everybody who wasn't related to Coppola tried to tell him, "No, this is stupid. Why would you do this?" He had to fire them and hire his son, who
His
said, "Yeah, I can
son.
do that, Dad.
yeah,
Well, yeah, we can do this, Dad. No problem."
yeah, and because Coppola said it's
Roman
like
Coppola.
do it or I'll disown you, you know,
Yeah,
and he couldn't use that against anybody else.
exactly. He's got like real emotional leverage. there.
Yeah, he's got a really good like card to play against this just emotional, abuse, honestly. But you know,
One of the
great art
Nepo stories.
sometimes it requires
Sometimes-
sacrifice.
Sometimes nepotism is the way. How crazy is that? It takes a big man to admit that sometimes nepotism is actually good for the industry.
Well, that's
Good for
true.
art. Maybe not
Eh.
the industry, but good for art.
Anyway,
Max, are you
everyone-
more of a Wile E. Coyote or a Roadrunner?
Oh, fuck, man. I feel like I would... That's a hard question, man. That's very
Are
existential
you
to ask.
chasing or are you being chased? What was your vibe, do you think?
I feel like I'll be chasing. But the thing about it is that when I reach the goal, I'm not willing to do the final step, you know?
Here's the question. Are you a Wile E. Coyote sort of chaser or a Pepe Le Pew type of chaser? Answer carefully.
Answer carefully.
Answer carefully. Think.
What if I grow? What if I'm a little Pepe Le Pew type, but I grow out of it, you know?
You're saying you've developed into a Wile E. Coyote type
develop.
chaser.
Yes,
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be more interesting than?
It would. There's certainly an arc that could be interesting to explore.
Because when you're just a wily coyote, then you're just a wily coyote. You're just chasing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no character. I wonder what they'll do in the movie. You know, is he gonna talk? Is there like a
No,
trailer
I
or
don't think so.
something?
No, they don't talk.
Because they never
I think
talk.
they have gags where he holds up a little sign.
Oh, of course, yeah, because that's
Because that was his thing. He would hold up little signs.
he would
that
go
say
like
stuff.
owie or something like that.
Because the movie is him. He's suing Acme.
Mm-hmm.
Because
of the faulty
'cause
products.
he's gone, yeah, exactly. Because they've never allowed him to capture the Roadrunner.
Mm-hmm.
And he keeps buying them. Really, it's his own. It's kind of like a fool me once, shame on me sort of.
That's true. You could go to a competitor of some sort. I would imagine that there's probably more companies that
Maybe it could go
creators-
to Ketchup Entertainment. or something.
Ketchup Entertainment.
Get a big mallet on a contraption
Mm-hmm.
to squish the Roadrunner.
But anyway, I want to do the intro because we always get
Again.
too far because
We do go a
talk
little too
long.
far sometimes.
No,
We get
it's-
like a 15-minute
Yeah.
chunk at the beginning.
And people don't know
sometimes.
what they're listening to, you know.
People need to know.
People need to know, which is you're listening to Dead Ensigns, the number one
I'm moving around. my
Wile E.
chair.
Coyote, Roadrunner.
Number one Looney Tunes podcast.
Yeah, I'm Wile E.
You won't
Coyote
find anybody
Max,
else.
and Ben is the Roadrunner, and I'll be
I'm
chasing him.
Foghorn Ben Horn. That's my handle on the forums.
Mm-hmm.
Is Foghorn Ben Horn.
Mm-hmm. Mine is.
I see, boy. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mine is like Hammer Space.
that sucks.
Yeah, or something like that.
That's
I don't
really
know.
bad. Try again. I want
No,
you
I
to try again.
Hammer Space.
Do it as a character. Do like a character.
I don't know. I don't.
You
do
can't be like
impressions.
just animation cell 69. Like, shut
Yeah.
up, man. Come
What does
on.
that
What are
mean?
you doing?
Is that a reference to something? Oh,
You gotta be.
animation-
What about
16.
Max Avery instead
Max
of Tex
Avery.
Avery?
I don't know the names of these characters.
Tex Avery isn't a character. He's made them. He made
Ah,
Looney Tunes, and
I don't-
he didn't make Looney Tunes, but he was a director. and
I don't know names.
He made
yeah.
he made Tom and Jerry.
He made Tom and Jerry.
Yeah,
Did he make the
He made,
racist maid also in that too? The really like.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't actually. I'm not sure if he did.
Maybe it was someone else. A
It could have been
contractor.
somebody else.
We need the racist contractor to come in to do the.
The mammy character,
Yes.
as it were. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Sad time, sad
As-
era.
A special.
You know,
list.
Ketchup Entertainment also put out the movie Ferrari, the Michael Mann movie from like 2 years ago.
Is it?
That's a Ketchup Entertainment joint.
Jesus, that's a broad.
Wait, what?
So
No, it's
rain.
Neon. Why is the Ketchup Entertainment wiki lying at me? Co-production with Moto Pictures, Forward Pass, Storyteller Productions, STX Films, Esme, Grace Media, Rocket Science, Getchi, Gory USA, Lovolino, and Lady Bacardi Entertainment, Bliss Media, and Ligrisby Productions. Okay, never mind then.
Mm-hmm. Well,
They were a piece of the pie that made up Ferrari, which I didn't get around to seeing in the end. I do want to see it because I like Michael Mann. I like Michael Mann. You know who else likes Michael Mann?
who else?
I don't know. I don't have a good segue here, Max. How was your week?
I forgot that Adam Driver was in Ferrari. He does
He
play
was-
a
he
lot
was
of Italians.
Ferrari.
He plays a lot of Italians.
That's because he's maybe Italian. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Let's see. Hold on. Before you go into your week, let's find out. Adam Douglas Driver. Parents. Nancy Wright, a paralegal, and Joe Douglas Driver.
Joe Douglas Driver is a pretty good name.
A Joe Driver. Hey, I'm Joe Driver. That's better than Adam Driver.
The Joe Driver is good.
I'm Joe Driver.
I'll be taking you for your
I'm
drive.
gonna before we move on. I'm gonna Control F. Italian.
It's gonna
No,
pop up a
he's
Ferrari.
not. Italian does not come up. Yeah, that was the only time it comes up is in a reference.
And like House of Gucci or some shit. I think he was also in that. I don't know.
He was, but it came up for Ferrari and not
Wow.
House of Gucci. I don't think he was in House of
Is
Gucci.
is Gucci Italian?
He was in House of Gucci. He played Maurizio Gucci
played
and
Gucci.
Enzo Ferrari. He's really, and he made He played Caesar Catalina in Megalopolis.
That's
and
true.
stuff.
He
He is
gathering
running
up
the gamut of Italian. People are gonna think he's just like an Italian guy.
That's true.
eventually.
They claimed him. The Italians claimed Adam Driver.
I don't think they claimed him.
Yeah,
I think
that's
he
true.
claimed Italy.
That's true. Oh, like people cast him as Italian more than anything, right? It's like a mantle that people give you that they're not Italian. They say you're an honorary Italian, and all the Italians are like, "What the fuck? Why are you doing this in our name?"
Yeah. It's like when PewDiePie said the N-word, and there were people who were like, "It's okay, he's allowed to say it." And it was like, I don't know if he can. I don't know if that's.
It's a heated
I don't
gamer
know if it
moment.
makes it okay.
I understand,
but I guess I'm not
them
allowed to
fully,
say. I don't know.
Who wouldn't
Max,
say
how
it
was
in
your
that
week?
moment?
Who wouldn't say it when they were in such a heated moment? Max? How was
Heated
your week?
moment.
In
Nah,
such a
it's just,
heated gaming moment. How was your week?
Spend some time with family, which was cool. Watch some movies. Hang out.
Awesome. Love
I wa-
movies.
I watched
Bang
I
upstairs.
watched Jimbo and Throne of Blood. It was in Akira
What are those?
Kurosawa's kind of movies.
Ah, right.
Wanted to kind
Yojimbo.
of do some more of that. I
You're
watched
doing
the
a
Wreck.
Kurosawa. You're doing like a Kurosawa.
I'm
watch.
probably gonna continue a little
Watch
bit
along.
more. Yeah,
I have been meaning to get into Kurosawa as well. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to dive in. Let me know when you've seen Ran, because that's one I have seen, and that's very good.
I watched Wreck instead of Ran. Ha 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 ha.
Damn.
Wreck. Do you know Wreck? It's just like
Wreck.
a horror film.
No, I don't think so. Then no,
It's like in Barcelona. It
it's a
takes place in
film. I'm
Barcelona.
finding a TV show here.
It's a film. I'm pretty sure.
I'm looking at a TV show.
REC. Is it a straight to
Wreck.
TV movie? Wreck.
Oh.
It's just a normal movie. I'm pretty sure. 2007.
No, this one's 2022. Describe Wreck to me. What did you think of Wreck?
It's the you know.
Wreck, as in though, like record. I have seen this
Yeah.
a Spanish film.
Yeah, it's the one where they're doing first person, so they're doing the what's
Found
the other
footage.
movie? Found footage stuff movie.
Blair Witch.
Blair Witch, and the city one with monsters. What's that one called?
Cloverfield.
Cloverfield, and stuff like that, like that
I
sort
never
of
saw
shit.
Cloverfield.
It's really interesting. It was interesting. I'm not a big
Yeah.
movie like horror guy, but I did kind of appreciated it for it. It didn't do a lot of jump scares, which I appreciated. Like the final design of the kind of monsters you see at the end is pretty harrowing. Like in the situation.
it like more than. Excuse me. Sorry. I'm tired. I saw it more than 10 years ago at this point, so I don't really remember.
Yeah.
I remember
alright.
it being pretty good as like a 17-year-old, maybe 16, 18-year-old. I don't know.
Yeah.
Thinking that was a cool horror film,
Yeah. But
and then I got over it.
I'm not a big horror fan head, so I'm not like, oh, immediately this goes like into like some tier list of horror for me. Like it was just a kind of alright movie.
I think a lot of people rate it, but there's a weird thing. I feel like horror as a subgenre of film
Yeah.
is like its own ecosphere.
Yes. Yes. Like I
It's
feel
it's
like
interesting.
there are people out there that just watch horror films and they don't
Yeah,
watch
no, there are
anything else,
definitely
like-
people out there that watch a ton of horror films, but aren't like into
buffs.
movies.
Yeah, they're
as a
not
whole.
into movies, yeah.
They're not
It
film
is-
buffs. They just love horror.
It is interesting that particular...
It's like
they
it's
love
like
the
a
thrill,
personality.
you know?
It's like a personality thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
They
like
the
I love
thrill.
horror. I love oopy goopy blood and stuff in
Yeah.
the guts.
That's true.
I like having
zombies.
little skull and zombie decorations around my house.
Yeah. And I have
And
a
you know what?
apocalypse kit in my basement or something.
A bug bag, a bug out bag.
Bug out bag for zombie
And
apocalypse.
you know what? Red flags. Don't talk to those people.
Yeah, that's true.
I often forget the vibe of like horror only people because it's misleading.
Mm-hmm.
Because they talk about a lot of movies and you're like, oh, I can hang with this person, and then you're like, you see Tar, and they're like, no.
Yeah. Have
Like,
you
no, I haven't seen that.
Have you seen Infestation of Space Station 16 or something like that, and you're like, I've never heard of that movie.
I'm like, I saw Magnolia. Did you see like Magnolia? No. Your Boogie Nights? Nah.
No.
You've been watching you've been watching The Electric State? No. Well,
Yes, I did watch that because that's a horror.
yeah,
'Cause
I
it's
heard
horrible.
it was scary that it
Yeah.
was even made
Yeah,
in
that's
the
how
damn
scary it
first
is.
place.
But yeah, it's all right. Like I like the gimmick with the camera is pretty cool, and yeah, it's a fine film. I watched some other stuff that I did get on a bit of a kick of, like the 80s kind of garbage, like
Yeah. You're back on your bullshit.
I watched Solar Babies finally because I was
Okay,
said
I
that
don't
I'm
know
gonna
what that
watch
is.
that because it's insane. Like that the
Solar Babies.
Solar Babies is a movie that it was like I can't even, like, it's so about nothing. It's like nothing happens at the end. It feels like they didn't accomplish anything at the end of it. It's like a, it's like a Goonies kind of sort of thing where it's like a kind of kids, going on like an adventure, a bunch of teenagers and whatever, and they need to save the world, and they're against this fascist government, but they skate around on fucking, like skates, and they play like this made up rollerball game, and that's it, and they use that to fight the fascist government, of course, and it's like,
Okay.
and I'm like, it's like, why is this movie called Solar Babies? It's because their team is called Solar Babies. And why is their team called Solar Babies? Because at one point the fascist character says, why are they called Solar Babies? It sounds so meek. And that's it. That's the reason. That's why they gave him such a weird, like, baby name, is to make the character go like, they should have been called like Vipers or grizzly bears, and they're so,
Okay,
and then or something like that. It was rough watching it because
Solar Baby.
Solar Babies, yeah. And who's the guy? The producers. Who's that famous producer that the name completely flew out of my head. Fuck, I can't find it.
Do you want
But
what did he make? What is he famous
the
for?
producers.
You mean Mel Brooks?
Mel Brooks, yes. Mel Brooks like funded it, and then like the director, the original director for this film was supposed to got the script and was like, this sucks. Can we like change this? So Mel Brooks fired him, and then got a guy who's just a choreographer to direct the film. And then Mel Brooks is like just quoted saying like, I should have listened to that guy in the beginning. It's like, why was he so adamant that this script was so good, The people were out there telling him it's bad. But yeah, it's just like garbage. And I also watched Cruel, which is Cruel, which is another genetic Krull. It's a generic fantasy film that's like Star Wars combined with Lord of the Rings. And the gimmicky thing is the guy has a glaive at the beginning. He's like, it's like the Excalibur basically. Do you know what a glaive is?
Yeah, it's like a long pole arm sort of thing.
No, it isn't. In this case, because Cruel,
all right. I was gonna say I think it is, but in this,
Cruel was the movie that kind of, I don't know what the word, stole the name or like embellished the name. I don't know the word glaive, and used it to describe this like gimmicky like thing that you would throw, and it had blades for like, like a boomerang that had blades instead of like wings,
Okay, sure.
And from that point on, fantasy stuff would call this sort of weapon a glaive. Although a glaive already exists as a weapon.
Sure.
So there's this like embellishment of the word from that point on, and that's
I don't know if
literally
I've ever heard this before. It's like a boomerang called a glaive.
Just type in "cruel" and you will see it. Because it's on the
glaive.
And but
I misspelled.
it is insane that that's like this is the kind of source of this sort of like thing that happened.
I'm just
to
seeing
like,
pictures of
culture.
glaives, man.
Did you type in glaive or did you type in cruel?
I typed in cruel and then glaive. Typing in cruel isn't gonna give me. When did this movie come out, man?
There you go. I posted you a picture.
Okay, all right. Just send me a picture. Oh, Krull.
I guess.
Yeah. No, I think I've seen this weapon before.
And he doesn't use it for the entire thing, and then he uses it right at the end because it's supposed to be like the One Ring, basically.
It's like the legendary.
The legendary blade, yeah, and the gimmick is that he throws it. Basically, it's not a sword.
He throws it.
Yeah, it's a throwable weapon, which is, I guess, unique. But then they call it a glaive, which is not the proper word to use for this sort of weapon. And it has
There's
Liam
something
Neeson
really
in it.
lame. There's something very lame about like the ultimate legendary weapon being like a throwable weapon.
It is because it looks.
It's
bad.
like because what if you miss and you throw it off like a cliff?
But he like, and that's the thing about it is like one of the things at the end of the movie where he kills the big baddie with it. He tries to like it gets stuck in him, and then he like tries to like force pull it back, and it doesn't. It gets stuck in the baddie, and he tries to pull it out for like straight 2 minutes of him just straining, and it's like, why is this in this movie? It is interesting as like a schlocky 80s sort of like adventure film, but it's a waste of time.
All right, then. Well,
it has Liam
I'll
Neeson in it.
Krull.
It's got Liam Neeson in it. Young Liam Neeson. Yeah, before he did anything big in general. I also watched Excalibur, which is a British production of the Arthurian legend, which was actually really good. It was really fun. Cool. It's very dramatic and kind of theoretical.
Excalibur.
Yeah,
you're going on a bit of a legendary weapon kick.
Yes, that's because we literally like when we're watching this, we were like jumping through these kind of adjacent movies, basically, as we were watching it.
You went to the legendary weapons genre.
Yes, that's. I guess you could say that.
Krull, okay, Excalibur, interesting, nice.
And also, Liam Neeson is in this movie,
He's in that one too.
Sir Patrick Stewart is in Excalibur.
So Patrick Stewart, who's coming, he's returning to Marvel now.
Is he as X? Right, as the Professor X. But yeah,
those classic 2000s X-Men movies are coming back again for like the 5th time.
That's awesome, and
they won't let them die.
If you wanna see Sir Patrick Stewart in a knight armor, you can watch Excalibur, which is a really fun movie. I recommend it. I watched Dog Soldiers. Heard about it. Heard it as a cult classic. I didn't really like it that much. I feel like a lot of it is the only interesting thing is that soldiers used to watch this, like British soldiers used to watch this movie.
Okay.
While they were being deployed. Because this is after 9/11. So like the American soldiers had like 300 basically and stuff like that. The British soldiers had dog soldiers. And it's like a schlocky, horror film where they kill werewolves and stuff, and it's all right. You probably heard it at least about it, because like that's the reason why I watched it, because I was like, I heard that it's supposed to be pretty good, and then I watched it and it was like, but I would imagine that there's a lot of kind of fondness from people that seen it because of the kind of context maybe of seeing it in a certain situation. And I watched Green Inferno, which is
Ugh.
made by your favorite director.
Ugh. Disgusting, man. Eli Roth, really?
Yeah, I don't know
Why
why
did you watch this?
because it popped up, and then
It's like straight up just a shitpost movie. Like, the whole point is that it's supposed to be, like, terrible.
He's pretty bad, basically. Yeah.
Isn't there that bit where the lady gets, like, diarrhea in the cage and it's just playing, like, fucking fart sound effects for, like, a minute?
Yes, there is that bit.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's just like like you said, it is a pretty kind of nothing movie. It's supposed to be kind
Eli
of like
Roth, man.
a cannibal holocausty, you know? Like, they literally said that, like,
That was the
tribe,
send-up, as it was supposed to be, like, a video nasty.
yeah, and like the tribe that they kind of like for the extras, you know, that they use for the extras in the movie, they like showed them Cannibal Holocaust, which I don't feel like that's the most kind of like. They were like, "Oh, look at the movie. This is what a movie is," and they showing Cannibal Holocaust, and it's like, "Come on, Eli Roth, you know, it's a little bit on the nose there."
Fuck that dude, man. He sucks.
Yeah, but he made Borderlands, which is a great movie that we also
True.
watched.
He redeemed himself with that one.
Yeah,
But I don't want to. I don't want to ever come on this show and hear you go like I watched another Eli Roth movie this week.
Well,
That's
I can
like the
watch
worst
Hostel,
possible
right? That's the thing
situation.
That I can watch, right?
You could watch
Hostel.
Knock Knock.
Knock Knock, Thanksgiving, 4.9. Oh, that's also Eli Roth? I didn't know that Knock Knock was Eli Roth.
Yeah, man.
But it's got your favorite actor in it. Keanu Reeves.
Did you know Mel Brooks is still alive?
I think we would have heard it if he
He's
died.
98 years old.
That's I would
That's
imagine
crazy.
that was a pretty cool life, honestly. I think that's why he's alive for so long.
He could make it to 100.
Yeah, let's pray for that, I guess.
Here's to you, Mel Brooks, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if he's a good person or a
I
bad
don't know
person.
either.
He is an EGOT, though. He is an EGOT.
Maybe they'll produce something for us. He'll produce something for us. Maybe he'll produce the movie about us.
Maybe he'll
doing
produce the producers about us.
the producers. But yeah,
How old was he when he EGOTed? Hold on. I'm curious.
I watched a bunch of garbage. The only thing that I really recommend is
74.
Excalibur. Out of all the shit that I
That was
watched,
the best. Who's
Yeah.
the youngest EGOT?
it was just a fun adventure film, and it is the full it's the full Arthurian myth. Like it is like it isn't
All of
just because like
Even the
all
bad
the like
stuff.
the bad stuff. What do you mean?
Even the like boring shit from that
No,
stuff.
no,
From
it's like
myths.
because it's also there is the French part that got tacked onto by the French, basically, which is like that Lancelot like romances, like cheat, like you know he
I don't know anything.
Guinevere sleeps with Lancelot and stuff, and that's not in the original thing because like Lancelot was supposed to be like married to the king because he was the greatest knight. Oh, whatever. The Arthurian myth is
So he
is on-
was sleeping with Arthur
but
instead.
yeah, exactly. He was married to the king, basically, to serving his king, basically. But then the French were
bet
like,
he
"What
was.
if Guinevere had sex with the Lancelot?" And they blew out the smoke, you know. And that's what this is the romanticized like version of the myth, which is fun. Like it's it's just a fun movie.
You're throwing a lot of shade on like 500-year-old French guys.
Why not? You know.
I don't know.
I feel like
it just feels like they've probably done their time.
500-year-old. Like you mean they're that old, like and still alive, or they?
No, I mean like they probably added that shit onto the King Arthur story like 1,000 years ago or something.
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
They've probably served their punishment.
In hell.
I say treat them with kindness is all I'm saying.
In French hell,
Redemption.
when there's no cigarettes.
Maybe
I
there's
know
too
why.
many.
Too many. I can't smoke all these cigarettes. I know. But yeah,
Well, what a week.
yeah. Well, and we also watched something else. I guess we'll talk about later.
Sure, yeah. Everybody was talking about it.
Yeah, everybody talked about it. Even
Everybody
the
was
Prime
talking about
Minister
this
of the
damn
UK,
show.
I think, talked about it at some point.
That's because it's like a moral panic show.
Yeah.
But I'll run through mine quick. I feel like I didn't do too much. I watched through and caught up on a show that's only got 2 episodes left. It's called The Pit. It's a medical drama created by a couple of the original like writers, I think, or directors of ER. And there seems to be a bit of a legal dispute on whether or not this may have been taken from as originally going to be an ER spin-off that they then took to Warner Brothers.
So it's like a Babylon 5, like DS9
Maybe a little
sort
bit of a Babylon
situation,
5 kind of, yeah. But that's still up in the air. They've made a motion to dismiss it, but who knows.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's good. It's just it's got like a 24 structure, Each episode is like hour by hour over the course of like 15 hours. It's good. The performances are all great. The effects is all very good.
Did the show make you want to become a doctor?
I did. It does. As with a lot of medical dramas, it does instill in you your inferiority. You know,
Yeah.
where it's like, damn, I'm really not doing anything important.
These people are in the pit.
They're in the pit, Pittsburgh.
The Pittsburgh, the Fallout
Pittsburgh,
3
the pit.
DLC, where you go to Pittsburgh and there's slaves there.
Every old style like drama, like cooking show or medical show, they all got to be called like the Bear,
Yeah,
the Pit.
that's true.
They can't
thought
just
you were
be
gonna-
like hospital,
Cool place to work.
cool, awesome hospital.
Awesome.
Everybody's having awesome
It's
hospital.
not a toxic place to work.
No.
No.
No, well, this place isn't. They're all very. They're all pretty kind
professional.
with each other. They're professional. I like it. It's not very melodramatic. It's very down to earth. Obviously, it's still got a heightened thing of like it has to be engaging. So there's obviously a lot more going on than would normally happen.
So what's your
maybe.
favorite disease?
What in the show?
No, in general.
What's my favorite disease?
Yeah.
Give me a criteria. Like favorite as in one I would like to catch, because then it would be like a cold.
That's a
Probably the cold, because I could get over it in like a day.
The one that you could be a personification of, as like
The one that I could be a
Yeah,
personification
you would like
of?
float around as this disease suddenly. You would become a cloud of this disease, and you would spread it that way. And you like it when it happens too. That's the criteria that you want.
I feel like I'm just gonna say the cold again. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't want to personify anything,
Yeah.
any disease. I guess
Okay, that's
I wouldn't want to. Do you have one in mind?
yeah, Black Death, of course, the most hardcore diseases. Who wouldn't want to be Black Death?
That one's like nobody dies from that now though.
Yeah, I know, but
Everybody would.
the reason
It's
why
like
is
the butt of a joke these days.
because
Is that what you want to be?
the thing is that I'll do the great comeback of Black Death.
That's not gonna happen.
It will be great because like the
No,
only
'cause do you
reason
wanna know
why they didn't like it disappeared is because it killed so many people.
You're choosing the disease that peaked in high school,
That's true. Maybe that's
and
what I need
you're
to
sitting
do.
there as a cloud of the plague, thinking any day now the plague's gonna come back in style, and you infect like 2 people a year, and they get cured of it like almost immediately.
That's true. Maybe rabies.
It's
would be
honestly a pretty
cool,
embarrassing
because
pick.
that has nothing to do with you can't cure it, and like you can then do like a 28 days later sort of thing because he was called the rage virus in that. I'm pretty sure.
Why would you want to be these things? Why do you want to be rabies?
Because why not? Like I want to be things that people don't want to be. I want to do the hard work. Because like I feel like people don't want to do these things because they're dirty work.
I think you
And,
need to learn a bit from the TV show we both watched,
Dirty
Adolescence.
Work.
And I think you need to have more. You need to have more self-confidence.
Yeah.
You need a better role model,
Yeah. Like
male role model, like Stephen Graham. not his character
He
in the show,
wasn't.
but
Yeah,
maybe
he
him in
wasn't.
real life.
He wasn't a good role model.
He wasn't bad.
He wasn't bad.
But I think that's kind of the point, is that it's not that he was particularly bad. I feel like the main thing of the show is more about community rather than specifically the mother and father. It was kind of like an It Takes a
absolutely.
Village thing, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Where it's like,
the,
our society is sick.
yeah. What is it
It's
called?
not well.
What's the saying that's like like a isolated child will burn the village to like feel the warmth of it for once, you know? or
I've never
something
heard
like
that, but that's pretty evocative.
Yeah. So
Adolescence.
Yeah.
Do you remember your adolescence, Max?
No, I banished it pretty much from my mind. You know,
I remember mine. I wasn't doing this sort of shit, man.
you weren't doing.
I was playing Mario.
You were playing Mario.
I was playing Harvest Moon on my GameCube. Learning about cows and farming.
Mm-hmm.
And romancing the local barmaid.
That's
Because she likes, like carrots or something.
you were
give her
doing
carrots
this
and
in your
hearts.
adolescence. Okay.
I was
You were-
doing this when I was like, I was probably like 17, 18, maybe, I don't know.
So not 13 like this character here.
No, when I was 13, I was probably just playing Halo 2 or something. No, when I was playing Harvest Moon, I was maybe like 10, 11. I don't know.
I don't remember.
Something like that. Harvest Moon was
I'm
fun, though,
afraid
man.
to look back on those times. Maybe I'll find something I don't want to remember.
Yeah, you get over it. If you think about it enough, like me, you just kind of get over it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not
Maybe
that big of a deal.
maybe if I can't let this be hidden because then someone is going to use it as a weakness against me during a fight, you know?
You didn't do something like the kid in Adolescence, right?
No,
To get
I
away
don't
with
think
it?
so. To get
Okay,
away
well, that's
with it. I wouldn't know.
Adolescence.
I'm like Revolver Ocelot, where I just don't remember, you know?
You think
I
you're a
don't-
different guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've hypnotized yourself
Yeah.
into thinking you're a different person.
Self-hypnotized.
That's awesome. I wish I could do that.
But
Adolescence show about a young boy who is on the wrong path,
one take.
and he goes and he attacks a girl in his school,
Yeah.
and there's some incel-y vibes going on.
Yeah.
There's some vibes of like, you know, hashtag not all men Andrew Tate type stuff.
Yeah, like
But is it
bullying.
all it seems? Who knows?
I like the fact that this the show kind of quickly it isn't vague, you know what I mean? Like what he did isn't like, oh, did he do it? You know, like there isn't a doubt in like
Yeah, it doesn't take long to show you the hard evidence, you know?
Yeah.
It's not a mystery or anything.
yeah.
It's more of a,
It's-
you know, it's a show about society and where we're at the moment
Yeah.
after the pandemic and with all this stuff our
The
boys
ri-
are learning on TikTok.
The rise of like models that young men, I guess, are following, like uninterrupted kind of access to that stuff, you know, and because it's like it's not
Inadequacy.
it's not their access to them that the like Andrew Tate content. It's the Andrew Tate's access to the children, you know, because
Yes.
it is that
It goes both ways.
it goes both ways, but it's like it isn't like he doesn't. It's not content that also targets these sort of people, you know.
But yeah, no, like you said, each episode is all one take. I didn't expect this. Not a lot of movement above me. I didn't expect the structure of the show to be as it was. Each episode's pretty self-contained, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I was sort of anticipating it to be 4 episodes of like one sort of continuous narrative, but each episode kind of follows a different aspect of what happened. The first episode is sort of like the initial
Yeah.
arrest and confrontation of the act. The second is about like trying to understand why it happened, you know, and how it could happen.
Yeah.
And
Growing
the
through
third
the
is like more of an introspective of like where that character is at and how they feel and the way they think, what led them to that point. and then the final episode's kind of aftermath. You know, the what everybody around them has to then deal with.
Yeah,
And the question of like, could things have been different? Could things have changed? Mm-hmm. Can we fix things for the future? You know,
The answer is no.
directed by Boiling Point director, whose name I don't have, Philip Barantini. Co-created by Stephen Graham, who is in the show as the father of Jamie. Great performances all around, I'd say.
Yeah,
I don't know
definitely.
about you.
Even the child actors.
The kid
did a
was
really-
incredible.
Yeah,
Owen
was
Cooper, incredible performance.
really tough. Like it's a tough role. It's not like it wasn't a kind of like he had to do a lot in this role.
Yeah, well, especially in the third episode when it's
so, yeah.
all just the therapist lady and Owen Cooper's character Jamie talking. It's very similar to Hunger, the film about the Irish hunger strike in the of prisoners of war.
Yeah.
Where it's just one take still, but you know it's like an hour-long conversation.
Yeah,
So
and also whatever.
it's a lot
they
of-
did probably hide cuts and stuff or whatever, and as to like, but it's still very impressive that he was able to perform the entire thing. You know. But yeah, I really enjoy it. I am disappointed that they had to cut between episodes because you had to switch the episodes. I feel like if they found a way to more
change the seasons
change
between each episode.
Yeah, it just continues going for like the time skip, which is like 19 months or whatever, and it just there is the one episode ends, and then you get a footage of 19 months worth of footage where you can you can play all of it. You don't have to, you can skip through it, but it's there, so therefore it's still one cut, you know.
That'd be fun. They just keep having to change out the SD cards.
That's true. It's the biggest, like, I don't know, like the biggest piece of media when it comes to size, like digital size ever created.
I liked the dialogue a lot.
Yeah.
It was all very well written and well performed. It all felt very natural, and I think there's a lot of great detail in it. I don't know about you, but as you were saying, like it's not a mystery. But in that first episode, it takes a bit for you to know, this kid definitely did it.
Yeah.
But there's one bit of dialogue. I don't know about you. There's that one little bit of dialogue when he says to his dad after he's saying like, "I didn't do this. I didn't do this."
Yeah.
And he says, "You do believe me, don't you?"
Yeah.
And that's the moment for me when I'm like, oh, he did that shit then. Okay. Oh, he did that shit. You wouldn't be asking that if you didn't do that shit.
Yeah, that's true. And like, I was like thinking, it's like, oh, maybe one of his like
Mates
is like dressed as him or something, but no, none of that
No,
sort
he
of
did
stuff
that
is.
shit. He did that shit.
He did it.
And he comes to terms with it. The end, he wants to plead guilty.
Yeah.
And that
He
kind of
doesn't wanna
like
fight
it's
it.
there's a lot going on, you know. It's very current, obviously, with the knife crime in the UK.
Yeah.
And just generally like the direction that the youth is going.
Yeah.
I think the hardest episode, I think, or the saddest episode for me, I think, was the second episode in the school.
Yeah. You see
'Cause
the
it's-
impact of on like the kids around and how they behave, and in general just like the schooling system and how it's not
all
prepared for
fucked.
that. It's not prepared. It's like completely unprepared to handle.
Unprepared
any
for
of
this
the,
event, but also
Yeah.
just generally like
Yeah, not
it
good.
just generally like the way the system is portrayed in this show. It's very
Yeah.
dire.
Yeah, you have like the substitute teacher that doesn't know what he's doing. He like rolls in like a YouTube video and stuff like that to watch. You know, like it's
Because they're all underpaid.
they're all underpaid.
They're all underpaid. They can't keep up. The workload is increasing, but there's no compensation for it.
There is
And it's just becoming more and more like, you know, somewhere that you send your kids to so you're able to go to work.
to
and
go
earn
to
money.
work, and you even have like the kind of implication of like there is the cop is interviewing that substitute teacher later, and when the alarm gets pulled, and he's like, well, you wrote all these like reviews for him, and he's like, I don't know, man, I just write these things, and it's like implied the fact that he's just writing like a good review, basically, just so he doesn't have to bother, basically, because like it's not going to, like, that's one of the issues in the war, and I think one of the themes is that there's so many issues and nobody wants to tackle them, basically.
Yeah,
because you would actually have
not
to,
even like nobody wants to tackle them, but everybody seems incapable of tackling them.
yeah, no, incapable, and like the only thing we can own, like what the system is doing currently, is then handling the consequences, of this stuff, all the bad things that are happening, and because it is a very sad story, and I would imagine that, like, I feel a little bit like the more I grow older and I think about it, it's like I'm so lucky that I have finished high school and also uni, and I don't have to really think about that stuff.
That was dude. I remember finishing secondary school and having people telling me like, you don't like it now, but later on you're gonna wish you were back here. Fucking nearly like 13 years later, I'm so glad I'm clear of it. That shit sucked ass.
It's like not even just
Fuck
in general,
all
because
of that stuff.
I didn't have like a particularly bad time in those things, but I just feel like the lack of agency that you have, and and now that lack of energy, you move it forward in time to our current times, where it like the situation
It only gets worse because despite declining birth rates and stuff, there's a lot of kids.
Yeah,
there's a lot of fucking kids, and it's not helped by the fact that they spent like 2 years learning indoors, like from home through like an iPad and stuff. It's a really bad situation we're in. But I mean, outside of just the school stuff, I think generally the main, because I think the way it's being portrayed as like, it's about an incel killing or whatever,
I don't
it's
think
kind of like feeds into the message of the thing itself, where it's like we a lot of it's about the what society imposes on people,
Mm-hmm.
the image that you're supposed to fit into,
Yeah.
Like I was saying earlier with like role models and stuff. He has a father that he doesn't feel like he can fulfill that sort of like shape.
Yeah.
And because of a lack of any other real like structure or understanding or interest, he just kind of drifts to the point where he makes a horrible decision, that can't come back. But then after that, the thing is to then be like, to reinforce the idea that it's like, where he was a sexually frustrated like teenager,
Mm-hmm.
when it's like not really,
no.
not entire, like it's a part of it, but it's not. It's a symptom of the greater lack of, I guess, empathy and kindness that society is portrayed of missing in this show.
Yeah.
Everybody's cruel in this show. It takes a long time for it's on very rare occasions that people are kind of like kind to each other in this show.
Yeah. I guess, and it is also in, like, there is that scene of, like, it is pretty sad where it's, it's, like, hopeful at the same time. You've got the detective, that he's got the son in the high school.
Yeah, at the end of he takes a lesson from this situation of being like, I need a better... I need a better relationship with my son.
Yeah, and it's sad that it took this for this person to realize to engage more, with their son. But
it goes into a lot of stuff. I liked the scene. I really wasn't expecting it to come up, but I liked the scene when Stephen Graham goes to the Wainwright, the like home repair shop,
Mm-hmm.
And there's that one guy that like takes him aside, the guy that works there, and he's like trying to be like, I'm on your side,
Yeah.
but in such a way that it's like there's no empathy there. It's more just like I've altered like this horrible tragedy that has been committed by your son into fitting my culture war ideal,
Yeah, because he's like,
and it's like it's just so miserable.
yeah, he like,
And again, same with any other Stephen Graham performance, just horrible, bubbling with rage, so much tension,
yeah.
He's such a tense fucking guy.
Yeah, he's on the edge the entire time, and as soon as that, because it's his birthday, as soon as he gets the spray painted,
They've written nonce on the side of his van.
and there's that implication of the word too that's really like drives his daughter a little bit, like, she starts talking like, who's this referring to, like, is it to us? It's like
it tackles so many interesting little things that we see, because because it's like the original usage of a nonce is like a pedophile, a colloquial term for like a pedophile, but it's like it doesn't fit here. But over time, it's just eroded to the point where it's like just a thing kids call adults.
True, yeah.
To fuck with them or something, and it's like that's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
How did we get here?
Yeah.
How do we fix this, man?
We write a story that will speak to this generation. I don't know, man. I feel like there's probably specialists out there that could probably do something.
Max. The way you were supposed to answer was, we've already solved it. They already solved it, Max.
Yeah.
They're banning ninja swords.
That's true.
They're
Zombie
banning
knives and
ninja
stuff
swords.
like that.
The zombie knives, they were gone
Yeah.
a long time ago, but we
Yeah.
still had the issue of the ninja swords.
The
Don't
ninja
worry, the
sword.
ninja swords are banned now.
Yeah.
We're not going to have any more of this.
There will be no honor in knife fighting anymore because ninja swords are out.
Bushido has fallen.
Bushido.
Bushido has fallen in
The
the UK.
British Bushido branch has fallen because
The
they
daimyo has declared that katana will be outlawed.
This is what happened when the British came to Japan or something. They outlawed them from having weapons. It's happening again.
This is what the shogunate did originally, man.
That's true.
They said the common people will not have katana.
Yeah.
They will be outlawed. And
And
you
I
know
would-
what that did? That gave more strength to the people in charge. It didn't it didn't provide safety to the peasantry.
Yeah. That's why I need an AR-15.
You're gonna see from now on, we're not gonna be allowed to have ninja swords, but you're gonna see coppers rolling around, hand on the
ninja
hilt of their katana.
And the katana.
At all times. You know that like classic samurai pose where they've got
yeah.
their like left arm resting on the hilt of the katana,
At least
ready
it would-
to draw.
At least they would look cool,
It would look pretty cool. Like
I
imagine
feel
they
like
have the kimonos as well.
Yeah. At least people would be like, "Oh, that's cool,"
Just like a big red faced like British copper in a fucking kimono with a hand resting on the katana.
Put this.
He's got the samurai haircut with the top bun and stuff, the top knot.
Yeah, and he's got there's someone spraying a wall or something.
Yeah.
He's like, put the spray down, and then he like does what a thing where they do like a cut and he like is across him already. He cut him in one swoop.
He does the thing where he gets right hand on the hilt and he
Yeah.
pulls the sword out for just like 1 second.
Yeah.
Already back in the sheath.
Yes, exactly.
And the spray can and the midsection of the youth.
Of the youth is
Sliced.
gone. Sliced.
He slides off and flops onto the ground.
all the children are
You're gonna see, and you know what? Come next month, Keir Starmer is gonna be rocking like the double katana.
Yeah,
you
and
know,
he's
on the hip.
gonna look like a shogun.
He's gonna look like a British shogun. It's It's gonna be fucked up, man.
We should just, yeah, exactly. Why don't we just steal aesthetics more? You know, fuck cultural appropriation. Let's just steal the shit out of it and worry
Yeah,
about
fuck
it
it,
in
why
like in fucking 50 years, maybe a bit longer. You know,
I'm
That'd
looking
be-
at something here. Hold on. Netflix's powerful incel drama to adolescents to be shown in schools.
powerful incel drama.
Available to stream in all UK secondary schools. An
Jesus
initiative backed by Prime
Christ,
Minister Keir Starmer. We
man.
must tackle the issues this groundbreaking
That
show
is
raises.
so fucked, man.
I mean, it's like, I don't know.
It's whatever, you can watch it, but I don't think like it's gonna do anything.
I'm sure it will help some
like-
people understand the situation that we're in
It would-
socially, but I don't know, the movies
I
and
don't
TV
know.
shows can't change our society.
And also, when I
They're a
watched
reflection of how where we currently are. You know?
and when I watched Of Mice and Men in school in class, they were showing it to me, showing it to us. When Lenny gets shot in the back of the head, there was a guy, one of the people from our class, got up and he skipped over it like 10 times, just over the shot and there was like 10 shots that rang out, and everyone was laughing. So you know, there is that idea of like showing stuff in school in that environment, especially the fact that this piece of media already showed you that the school isn't the best environment for processing that stuff, is kind of ironic in a way. You know, it's whatever.
No, this will fix us. Don't worry, we're banning ninja swords, and now we're gonna show adolescents in schools. Mm-hmm. So luckily, we'll have no more knife crime. I think probably by June. I think we'll have 0% knife crime.
All the
We'll
PIP,
have fixed it.
we'll take away the PIP, you know, the disability allowance stuff. We'll take
well,
away the
that's,
knife.
we're gonna make it harder. Basically, if you cannot physically take care of yourself, you should probably still get out there and work.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. No
And
more
watch
free
Adolescence.
rides.
Watch Adolescence on top of that. It's
And watch
I mean,
Adolescence. This is really good.
This is really good stuff.
You have to pay for a Netflix subscription,
Yeah.
but trust me,
Yeah.
this stuff is great. Stephen Graham is fantastic in it, as usual. Do you ever see The Virtues?
No, I haven't. I
It's a
haven't
good
seen
show.
much.
I'd say check it out.
The only thing I've seen with Steve Graham is Boiling Point.
The
That's
Irishman, of course.
Is he? Oh yeah, I
He's
remember.
an
You
Irishman.
You post.
He's
I haven't.
the
I haven't
Irishman.
watched. I haven't watched The Irishman. It's too
Have
long.
you never seen This Is England?
I never watched This Is England.
Dude, Stephen Graham is like honestly one of the best
True.
actors of this generation.
Best
Easily.
British actors
Not British, like in
in
general.
general.
Easily
Okay.
one of the best actors, I think, of this
All
generation.
right. High praise.
Like
Google again.
he's the most of it has all been in like England. And
That's
I
true.
feel like he's never quite broken out in the US, but
Good, honestly. Fuck him. Fuck him over
yeah,
there.
true.
Fuck him.
But he's
We-
he's excellent, man.
We're
Like you
putting,
need to see
we're
him in
putting
This Is England.
tariffs on Steve Graham.
You know what, Max? I know we were talking about before the podcast about Magnolia and Punch Drunk Love. I if you don't watch those and instead watch at least like This Is England, I would be fine with it.
That would be fine.
You
with
should watch
that.
This Is England this week. That's my homework.
This is England.
My homework for you.
And the viewer, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, sure. I'll rewatch it this week as well. There's the TV shows as well, which I've only seen like one season of, but the TV shows are pretty good too. But we don't have to watch those. But This Is England would be a good one to watch. I think.
Yeah. Do you think there's going to be a sequel for adolescence to like adulthood or some shit?
Adolescent season 2. And it's
Adulthood.
like the exact same story, but just follows like a different kid. No, they'll do an American remake.
Oh, about a school shooter.
Yeah, about like a school shooting or something.
Wow.
And then but it won't conclude on anything other than the only thing that was required there was a good kid with a gun.
Yeah, it's a Daily Wire production.
No, Daily Wire's going bankrupt, dude.
Is it? Oh,
Did you not
fuck.
hear? I should have posted it to you guys sooner, but yeah, Daily Wire is maybe going bankrupt.
Oh no.
They've
Well,
like hired bankruptcy attorneys and
This
stuff, and
is-
they've been firing a bunch of people.
This is so weird because they were saying that they were making movies for that the woke Hollywood was
Yeah, it
not
was weird
making.
'cause
You know?
it's
It's
like-
weird, isn't it? That
It's
they
weird because you would say go woke, go broke, but it
Yeah.
seems like they didn't go woke, and it still ended up broke. It
Yeah,
seems.
it's so weird that all those people, like they were addressing the hole in the market where the Hollywood was just like not addressing these people. They wanted to make media for these people. Wow, that's insane that they didn't. It wasn't the case.
Man, I gotta be honest. 2 years time, the like huge wokeness resurgence that's gonna come after all of the shit that's going down because we got rid of woke.
Yeah,
It's gonna go crazy, dude. I can't wait. I'm open arms.
Mm-hmm.
Open arms. Come on back, wokeness. I don't care.
yes.
I welcome it.
You're in the tidal wave. You're seeing it over the horizon.
I see it, and it's like a nuclear bomb dropping,
Yeah.
and I'm sitting there
You're
on
in the
my
blast.
on my picnic seat, picnic chair,
Mm-hmm.
on the roof of a building, sunglasses on, Hawaiian shirt, and I'm seeing that wokeness bomb drop, and I'm standing up, I'm opening my arms.
Yeah, you're
Come,
like in
come to me, wokeness.
You're like in Donnie Darko 2, where he goes, the Tesseracts are coming.
Exactly,
They're falling from
exactly.
the
Donnie
sky.
Darko to the Tesseracts. What was up with that movie?
It's so dumb.
It honestly might be one of the worst movies ever made. Which is saying something because pretty much all of it is just the exact same story as Donnie Darko again.
The Tesseracts are falling from the sky. It's so fucked. But anyway.
All right, watch This Is England. You're listening to Dead Ensigns, the number one Stephen Graham fan cast. We love this guy, and you know what? Because I'm already a fan. Max is gonna be a fan.
No, okay.
In a couple
very
weeks, he's
sure.
gonna be like, I understand the Stephen Graham.
I
hype.
look like Stephen Graham.
I understand the glazing. It would be really funny if you looked like Stephen Graham. If you were like, I'm going to try and look like Stephen Graham from now on. I'm going to get really like wide and
Yeah.
hard and like, I'm just going to constantly look
I feel
stressed
like
the fuck out.
that would
At
be
all
like
times.
some sort of like British face that I would be doing. Like it wouldn't be allowed for me to do that. Like
It
people
would be
call me out
strange
for that.
because people would be able to see it.
Yeah.
Because you'd be doing like the Scouse accent and everything, and people
Yeah.
would be able to tell. They'd be like, "That's not
That's
your
not,
voice.
no.
You're not supposed to be doing that
I need
voice."
to practice my Scouse accent for the next episode, I guess.
Yeah,
I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't
you'll
even
get it.
attempt
You'll
it.
get it.
I need to look at YouTube tutorials.
You'll understand. You'll understand. Don't worry. I believe in you.
All right, go on.
You can find the podcast at iTunes, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts, I should say. I make that mistake every week. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, Music, whatever. And a ton of other podcast apps are available there. On all of them, you're going to get the chance to like save it and leave some kind of rating or review. We'd appreciate that either way. But if you don't want to use any of those, you can always go to good old YouTube, where we upload as a video. And if you go to YouTube, you can like, subscribe, and even leave a comment. But if you don't even want to leave a comment on YouTube, you can email us, deadensigns@gmail.com. It's deadensigns@gmail.com. If you've got any Stephen Graham fan memorabilia, maybe some like fiction you wrote about meeting Stephen Graham.
Any hints about how I could become Stephen Graham?
Any hints for Max
Appreciate
about
it.
how to become Stephen Graham? He would love that. And you know what? I'm not going to do it because I don't want to look. I think he's one of the greatest actors that we have in this generation. I don't want to look like him. I don't want to look like Stephen Graham. Not that he looks ugly. I just don't want to look like that kind of British man. You know?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Sort of breed. That sort of Pokemon-esque British man.
Yeah. Because the thing is, he does play... You'll see in This Is England, he's very good at playing big racist English blokes.
Oh.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same in, like, The Virtues. He's not racist in The Virtues, but he is, like, a big, hard English bloke.
Maybe he just Maybe that's just the roles. Maybe if you put him in a different role where he's not like
be.
a tough British man, maybe he wouldn't be that good, you know?
In this one, he wasn't particularly tough, but he was quiet. He had a quiet sadness.
He did. His son didn't know how to play football.
Do you know they made a TV show for Boiling Point?
Did they? I didn't know that.
Same people and everything. Just
Jesus.
a TV show continuation of the movie.
After the guy dies, ODs.
I don't think
dead.
he dies in the TV show.
Oh well. He OD'd, I guess, a little bit. Oh, OD'd a little bit, just tiny bit. OD'd.
They got him to the hospital.
Yeah, he got him. Got him Narcan.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
It's shorted out, sir. We're gonna have to phaser it.
Then what are you waiting for?
Right away, sir.
Faster would be better, Ensign.
I can't, sir. We don't want to...
That's enough.
But, sir...
Stand aside, Carlton. I'm going through. You're alive. Good.